Unfortunately, we have a bit of a change in plans today. We have a man down. This trip would take me to the Bears Ears, Cedar Mesa area of Utah, an area I have spent very little time in. That is definitely going to change. Well, good morning from the Bears Ears area of Utah. We are here at the Fish and Owl Loop Trailhead at Cedar Mesa. We are getting ready to head out on a 17-mile loop hike in this canyon. We'll be dropping down into Owl Canyon and hiking out from Fish Canyon. This is a trip that I looked into back in 2020. I was heavily contemplating doing it. However, I decided not to because I was alone and there is a drop down and a climb out. I believe we have to climb out a 12-foot wall to get out of here. We're expecting some weather today. There's supposed to be maybe rain and snow, so we'll see if that materializes. But it's supposedly a beautiful hike with lots of ruins, water crossings, and maybe some waterfalls. It's supposed to be very beautiful. I'm very excited. I'm filming this in the car because it's a little bit windy outside. Winds are supposed to be pretty heavy today. Hopefully we won't get impacted by them as much in the canyon. But we're going ahead and finishing packing up to hit the trail. And joining me on this trip is a familiar face, my friend Joey Coconato. We opted to go the counterclockwise route for this trip, dropping into Owl Canyon. I had heard it was an easier down climb than starting at Fish Canyon. That being said, it was still a challenging drop down into the canyon for me, not so much for the mountain goat Joey. Looks like that's the canyon we're about to drop into.
All right, we are beginning our descent down now into Owl Canyon and just basically working our way down into the wash. And once we're there, the walking should be pretty easy. This is the little chute we got to go down. Kind of just dropping sets of ledges. You got it. So just scoot over to that spot. Yeah. Just use the friction to support your weight.
I think we're pretty much down the canyon. Did a lot of butt scooting on the way down. We're just going to start heading that way into the canyon, and we think we have an area where we might like to find camp. So that's the plan.
starting to sprinkle on us a little bit.
It started raining on us, so we just took shelter under this big rock overhang here and just kind of waiting it out a little bit. All right, the rain has stopped. We are back on the trail. Looks like we have a little bit of good trail in front of us. There's a big pour off right here, so we will be dipping back this way, skirting around it.
This is the first big pour off in Owl Canyon. So we're just walking around it and we're gonna drop right down into this little side chute and take it right down. Should be a waterfall down there if there's water running.
We might have found our camp right here. It's a nice flat spot for the tent, some logs to sit on, and let me show you this view. This has for sure been a challenging reintroduction into the backpacking season for me. I guess I'm pretty out of shape. I've been walking a lot, but we have been doing bouldering, canyoneering, down climbing, and it's been a challenging few miles. We've only gone about 3 miles so far, but yeah, I think we're gonna probably take this camp, which will be fantastic, get some rest, and hopefully by the time this trip's done, I have my hiking legs back, my trail legs back. And I can't forget to mention how beautiful it's been. It's absolutely beautiful in here. Wow, it's incredible. We have some waterfalls coming up, some arches coming up. It promises to be an exceptional trip. We weren't going to settle for any old campsite on this trip. We wanted epic views and an epic site. We definitely found it here. So far today, we've only had a little bit of rain. The sun has actually popped out several times. However, tonight is when most of the weather is supposed to show up. It's supposed to be raining, possibly snowing, so we shall see. Joey went out for a little bit of exploring. He went to go look for some ruins. I decided to hang back here at camp and relax. So I haven't been doing a whole lot of relaxing lately, so it sounded really good. And I'm also hungry. I decided to go ahead and make my dinner. It's about 5:30. And for dinner tonight, I am making the Backpacker's Pantry 3-cheese mac and cheese. It's one of my favorites out here in the backcountry. Oh, it's starting to rain. Actually, that might be a little bit of snowfall. Might have to go under my vestibule here. I guess I just did this just in time. Well, I'm already here in bed, all cozy and warm. It's about 7 p.m. It did start to flurry a little bit, so I moved the party over here to the tent and finished up dinner. It was good, per usual. It's always a good meal to have in the backcountry. It will be interesting to see what we wake up to tomorrow, if we wake up to snow or not. I don't know. It's really been a very mild day other than cloudy. A little bit of rain, a little bit of wind. Nothing too bad at all, so we shall see. Anyhow, I will see you all in the morning. Good night. Well, we got a little dusting of snow last night. Not much at all, but it's still very beautiful in here. The skies are absolutely clear right now, bluebird skies. It is so gorgeous in here. This is a perfect place to wake up. It is cold, so I do have some warm coffee going, but just enjoying the peace of the morning here. Unfortunately, we have a bit of a change in plans today. We have a man down. Joey is not feeling well today. He woke up with a bad headache and he's experiencing some nausea, so he is just laying down. The good news is we are only about 3 miles away from the trailhead. So I think that we're going to wait until he's feeling a little bit better, and hopefully he does begin to feel a little bit better, and then we will just go back the same way we came and hike back to the truck. These things happen out here. It's happened to me. We went on a trip in the Sierra, I think it was last year, late in the fall, and I got some sort of illness, and we stayed one night and had to hike out. I do carry with me my Garmin InReach Mini in case of emergency, so if for some reason he got really bad and we couldn't get him out of here, I could call for help. So it's a great tool to have. in case anything happens out here. It's easy to fall, you could break a bone, I mean anything can happen, so I don't leave without it. So we're just going to wait it out for now and see how he's feeling, and either maybe hike out later today or tomorrow. So at least we're in a beautiful location, he's comfortable right now, so we'll just take it easy. What's going on, Joey?
Oh, let's see.
How you feeling?
Not
Seen better
doing
days?
Too good. Folks, this is why you always want to treat your water when you drink it. And always make sure that your water filter is working properly. I don't know where it is.
You think that's what happened on your last trip?
On my last trip, I hiked out because I became aware that my water filter was not working. And I was concerned that I might get sick from drinking cow poo water for several days. And it's been about 8 days now since I hiked out on that trip. And I felt like I kind of have been good. I passed all the tests. We hiked in here yesterday. Everything was great. And then this morning, I don't know what's going on, but puked a little bit. Can't stand up. My head is just throbbing. I got chills, but I mean, it is cold outside. So I'm just going to hang out here and see what happens. But pretty certain it's the water. I can feel it in my tummy, and I already went to the bathroom once. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom again. Yeah, don't drink cow poo water.
Don't drink.
That's all I got.
That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna let you rest.
Yeah.
So this is the entire Fish and Owl loop. This is the Owl Canyon side, Owl Creek side, and this is the Fish Creek side here. We came in on this road, and the parking lot's right about here. We walked about 1/4 mile and then dropped down into the Owl Canyon. It was a little bit of a boulder scramble in some areas, route finding, that sort of thing, a little bit of slick rock, and then when we got to this area here, there was a big pour over that we had to skirt around, so we dipped back in here. It was a little bit of a ledge. It wasn't too bad. It was kind of wide, but narrowed down in a few spots. And then we had to boulder scramble down a little bit of a chute until we got to the bottom of the falls. And from there, we hiked about to right here, and that is where this awesome camp is. It's pretty windy out here today, but I'm going to attempt to show you what I brought to eat on this trip. We'll start with breakfast. Over here I have coffee, different teas that I like to drink in the afternoon or evening, and I brought a little bag of hazelnut creamer to add to my coffee. I used that this morning. It was pretty good. And I brought these bars. These are Nature Valley sweet and salty almond bars. Those are my breakfast bars. Moving over to lunch, I brought pretty much the same thing for every day. A little package of beef jerky for protein, a bag of cashews. I ate 1 bag yesterday for lunch of each. And then this is just a mixture of different crackers and things. I like to mix it up so I don't have the same thing every day. Down here are my dinners. This is one of my favorite ones, the chicken pesto pasta by Peak Refuel. It is so good. I highly recommend it. I love it. And then I also really enjoy this. It's kind of a breakfast. It's Backpacker's Pantry. You can either eat it hot or cold. I usually just eat it cold. And it's kind of a cereal with granola, almonds, blueberries, and creates a milk. It's really good. And then for dessert each day, I just have some Tootsie Rolls. I carry all of that in this sack. It's made of some sort of a Kevlar material, I believe, that critters can't get into, bears can't get into. I put everything inside of here, tie it up, and usually just tie it to a tree. I think it's so cool this little tree is growing right out of the rock. Good morning. It is day 3. I'm catching up with you the next morning. We are getting packed up to start hiking. Joey is feeling better today. He rested all day yesterday, so he feels well enough to hike. However, we are not going to continue with the loop. We are going to hike out. We're only about 3 miles from the trailhead, and just not knowing what's going on with his health, it's probably better not to get deeper into the canyon and just to go ahead and hike on out of here. I have had a little taste of what it's like in here though, and I'll definitely be back, but we'll show you the hike out for sure. It is absolutely beautiful this morning. Another bluebird morning. Had a little bit of rain overnight, but it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day. It is a cold morning. That wind is biting cold. My face feels a little bit frozen, but we should be in the sun here pretty soon, so hopefully that'll warm things up. We are about to ascend this rock chute. We did not film that, I don't think, on the way down. This was right after that pour off, and then we'll be walking along this ledge here. But coming down this was a lot of fun. Do you detect the sarcasm? Feels a little better now that it's not wet. Yeah.
Yeah. Follow the crack up. See the crease going up with the rocks to your right? Yeah. Well, you're just gonna go up those, use those as footsteps, and then go to your left once you're up above that. All right, cut over to your left.
fantastic trip. Sometimes you just have to pivot plans. They don't always turn out as you had originally intended, but that's okay. What do you think, Joey?
Sorry, I ruined the trip.
You did not.
She still had a good time. That's all that
Had
matters.
a great time. It's beautiful. I can't wait to come back and do the whole thing.